this video, I'm gonna share with you some of my water spot prevention strategies that I use on two specific parts of the car using the Tornador Black air gun. Now let's get straight into it. What's going on? So glad you're here and welcome back to the Wilson Auto Detailing community. If you're a professional auto detailer who wants to become more successful in your auto detailing business, or just a car enthusiast who wants to improve your detailing ability, then definitely consider hitting that red subscribe button right below this video. So as most of you know, when you're detailing, there are certain parts of the car where you just have to use a hose. Things like the tires, the wheels, the wheel wells. Sometimes the door jambs get so gunked up that it's just impossible to clean them without some sort of like tap water or hose water source. So I'm actually cleaning the door jambs right here, right now, and I want to show you guys exactly what I do to not only clean the door jambs to perfection and while using hose water, but actually how I use some water spot prevention strategies so that there are no water spots on the door jambs when I get done and they can be waxed and cleaned to perfection. So I don't actually want to go into detail about how to clean door jambs because that's not really the subject of this video, but what I'm going to do actually is just spray a little bit of degreaser. I'm gonna scrub, and then I'm gonna hose off with some tap water, just regular hose water, and bring you guys in, show you exactly how I prevent the water spots using the Tornador air gun. So at this point, most people would take a microfiber towel, kind of try to wedge it in that door jamb and really kind of dry up all that water. But the issue is that there's so many cracks and crevices that there's no way for this to actually get all of that water totally. But with the Tornador air gun, I can actually put my microfiber towel in at the same time that I blast that air, and what happens is that air, yes, it's gonna shove all of that water out of all the cracks and crevices, but then my microfiber towel is gonna catch it on the flip side, and let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Check that out. You're left with a totally dry, waterless door jamb. It's just totally perfect. No water spots, no water whatsoever on any painted surface. Now, the reason that I do that is because when you dry a door jamb just with a microfiber towel, yes, it can seem dry and appear to be dry the first time you do that, and the microfiber towel will dry a lot of it, but what happens is that water that's kind of in those cracks and crevices that you didn't get with the microfiber towel, that really only something like compressed air is going to be able to blow out. After a while, it starts to drip down and drip down and drip down. And so though you actually dried the door jamb with your microfiber towel, that water that was hidden drips and drips and drips as you go and detail the rest of the car. So when you actually go to finish the door jambs with some sort of wax or something, you actually still have a bunch of water spots all over, and you have to deal with the water spots before you actually finish the door jambs. So this compressed air, this Tornador Black cleaning gun and air tool is gonna allow me to really just avoid having to deal with any sort of water spots. Now let me take you guys into a second area of the car and the last area that I actually use this compressed air tool for in order to avoid water spots and use some water spot prevention strategies. So the second place that I'm gonna use this same strategy on is actually the rims, the wheels. And why is that? Because, well, wheels tend to be like chrome plated, or they tend to be clear coated, right? The factory clear coat that comes on these wheels is gonna be really similar to what comes on your car. And so what happens with water spots on clear coat? Well, they etch in, they're very obvious, they're really ugly, things like that. And so the same exact thing can actually happen to the wheels if you're not careful. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this wheel. I'm gonna hose it off with regular hose water. And once again, this is just an area where you really can't use distilled water to avoid water spots because you have to use so much water. And so it's just not feasible to just use distilled water. So eventually you have to use hose water for certain areas, and this is just one of those areas. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean it, bring you guys in after it's all wet and clean, show you guys how I dry it with my microfiber towel and with the Tornador so that I avoid water spots altogether and I don't ever have to clean them up or deal with them. So now that the wheel is totally wet and it's clean, I'm gonna not only dry it with my microfiber towel, but I'm gonna actually use my Tornador as well, because I'm gonna use the compressed air to not only blow out just the wheel in general, but also in these tiny cracks and crevices where the bolts and the nuts sit. Because once again, you can dry it with your microfiber towel, but you can't get in these tiny little crevices, and then the water ends up dripping and creating water spots as you continue around the car. So this is gonna allow me to never have to deal with water spots after I get done. So take a look, there's some tiny, tiny, tiny spots like right there that's still got a tiny bit of water that's just drying. But check that out, it allows me to blow out all these areas so that that water doesn't drip down and create these long water spot streaks. It took me 2 seconds to get this done. Wasn't difficult at all. The Tornador totally blows it all, and then I can just catch any excess with my microfiber towel. No big deal whatsoever. So guys, that's the extent of this video. That's how I avoid water spots. I do some how to avoid water spots, water spot prevention, because yes, I can deal with water spots once they're there, but if I can use my Tornador and that compressed air to really aid me in the drying process, then I can kind of skip a step later on because I don't have water spots that I have to follow up with and clean and do anything with because they never got there in the first place. So guys, I hope that video helped you. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, advice, hook all that stuff up in the comment section below. And as always, if you're new here to the Wilson Auto Detailing community, then definitely consider subscribing because I come out with daily videos just like this for the pro detailers on products, tools, strategies, communication skills, business skills, and so much more, all in an effort to help you guys become more successful and profitable in your business. And on this channel, I share the exact strategies that allowed me to turn my professional auto detailing business into a full-time income with only part-time hours. So if you're interested in that, definitely consider subscribing. If you guys would like to buy the Tornador, check out the links below. That'll take you straight to Amazon. If you use my links, it does give me a small commission, but it helps this channel stay alive, and I can keep putting out awesome content for you guys on a daily basis. So definitely purchase it through my links below if you're interested. And as always, everyone, thanks so much for watching and being involved. And from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.